All right, let's get into what's possibly the last review on the Rock Island Armory 45 Ultra FS or whatever. Again, 45 ACP. So as it sits today, I have over 2,000 rounds easily. Probably closer to 2,200 rounds through this. So go over a couple of things about it. I just finished today the second day of the Western States single stack match in Arizona in Rio Salado and Mesa. And that's the reason why I bought this gun, because I didn't want to run the Kimber again when it was like a 4-inch barrel and it pissed everybody off and it was extreme, a lot of recoil and all that stuff, and apparently really loud. So I bought this, kind of just trying to be cheap instead of something. So I didn't know what I was really wanted to buy, so I just got something real quick, discount at Sportsman's and all that shit. So I did fairly decent at the match. Some guys had some even cheaper, or not cheaper, but the Gerson, the 9mm 1911s, and that dude like did extremely well, lit it up. So it's not always the gun, but the gun does help. So this is mostly it's all stock. The only thing I've done to this gun is the extended competition mag release from Wilson Combat, and some texture, some tape. It's like the skateboard or the silicone carbide tape that you put on like steps and stuff, for people, handicapped people, elderly and stuff like that, on steps and all that shit. Got this on Amazon. It was like, I don't know, 10 or 15 bucks, if that. Fairly aggressive grit. So the grip panels weren't, they weren't enough texture, but my hand was breaking loose was my support hand. So I don't know if you can see a little bit of dryness right there. So I needed some more texture to help. To shoot faster anyway. Yeah, okay, cool. It's the recoil, man up, and all that stuff, but for the speed that I was shooting it at, I needed a little bit more. So you can see right there where I've been digging in this part of my palm. So I measured it out where I wanted it, cut it, took the panels off, folded it under, and then put them back on both sides, and then just a little bit in the front. I left the back the same, but other than that, the gun is stock. This is the sights it came with, the magwell, and that's about it. And then the one cheap freaking mag that it comes with, which isn't very good, so I didn't use this at all. So if you're gonna run this gun, you're gonna want to get some better ones like the Wilson Combat mags, with the little extended pad on there. So anyway, those are extremely reliable. I think I did a video before saying I wouldn't buy this gun again, and most likely now, knowing what I know, I would not buy it again. I would have spent a little bit more money and bought a Springfield, at the very least. And if it had the sights that I wanted, good. If not, I should have just swapped out the sights. I bought it because this one had the the flared magwell, which turned out to be shit. But still, I made it work by taking the Dremel to the inside, because it didn't line up with the cheap ass magwell, so it had a lip of metal from the frame on both ends. So I had to take that off and blend it into the mag. Plus, there was another hump right here that was making it really, really tight for the mags, which is cool, but that was being an issue, that extra material right here on the lip. I do have the Kimber, which has a step right here, so the frame metal comes out and it steps inward, and it's a little thinner at the very end, and that makes for the reloads to be extremely fast when you add the magwell. But the mag release was trash also. And so let's go over the biggest issues. Everything was extremely greased up. I think I said that in a video before. I call it some Filipino grease or whatever, but it was extremely greased up, a lot of oil and all that stuff. So nothing's the fitment and everything is extremely well. It's pretty tight anyway. It's pretty decent, but the little parts of the screws, not so much. The trigger, the screw for the trigger, I don't remember what it's called, backed out several times as from the recoil from the 45 and stuff like that. So I had to keep putting it in, putting it in, putting it in. And then the last time I put Loctite on it, and now it stays and nothing. I didn't have any issues at all with the front sight, although I did change it from, it was like orange or red, like a funny red or orange. So I changed it to the green because I think that pops a little bit better. And then once I adjusted the sights in one of the matches a couple weeks ago, I kept missing steel and a whole bunch of shit. So the ended up being this screw right here was actually backed out, and I could see the threads, but I didn't think nothing of it. And then I was pushing I was pushing this over, so the sights were way off. You can see this is another piece right here that the screw, once you back it all the way out, this whole piece right here will slide off that. And then there's got a little like, looks like a little small tube. And then there's got a shaft on this. It'll slide in there, and there's springs on this. Inside this, that'll slide into that tube and align it. And then you tighten it up, and then the springs will help. The screw will help bring it this way, and then the springs will help kind of push it that way, and that kind of keeps it in place. That had a shitload of oil and grease and all that shit on there too. So I don't know, I couldn't keep this screw tight. I ended up having to zero the sight several times and then make a mark, witness mark, after I put Loctite on it, which is the 242. And then I was messing around with it, trying to change back the screw out, and they weren't coming out at all. But like I said, it could depend. I could run it 10 rounds and this thing would stay, or I can run it 2 rounds and it wouldn't stay, or somewhere a little bit more or less. And it just kept backing out. So that caused me a lot more issues and made me second guess shooting this gun. But it turned out it was the sights not staying. It wasn't quite me. So the sights are garbage. The mag release was garbage. I can't reach the slide stop to save my life. And it's like, look how far up there, and it's just not fast at all. And then the safety is ambi, but it's a lot thinner than I would like. So I had to really practice in dry fire to make sure I release that. And most of the time it was on the draw. As I was slamming into the holster, I was smacking it down and then drawing. So I was drawing basically out of the holster with no safety. So I don't know if that's legal or not, but I didn't do it. And then the wear, it's got a lot of wear. It's a little hard to see. I wiped it down with the oily rag right now because it was just so damn dirty and dusty. You could see some of that dirt from being in Mesa, and then right there, it was just constantly being windy and dirty yesterday. Today, not so much, but yesterday, really bad. Then the only other issues I had was when I ran it dry. I was having issues, but once I realized what I was doing, like a dumbass, I kept it clean and I kept it lube with the Jello sauce, the red, the original, and never ever had any issue after that, as long as I kept it clean. It's a little dry now because 2 days I ran it. Still not bad actually, but it doesn't feel gritty or nothing. So that's the shit right here. I think I use the blue also, which is supposed to be for cold weather. It's a lot thinner. But I went back to the thicker stuff, so fuck it. So who is this gun ultimately for? I mean, somebody that just wants one for a cheap price that's just gonna dick around. Give it to your fucking, I don't know, grandparent, or shoot around a little bit with the kids or whoever the fuck, I don't know. But this is not a gun you're gonna want to compete with in USPSA or even IDPA without, I mean, paying a lot of attention to things, like I said, like every screw, making sure everything's tight, and then this just isn't enough texture on these grips and the mag release. But all in all, this thing, I don't even know if that cost me 50 bucks, 50, less than $100 with the shipping and everything. Other than that, nothing's changed. The guide rod, the spring, none of that. It's all original. I don't know how long they go for. 3,000 rounds or some shit, but I'll probably never see more than this because this is pretty much going to go away and that'll be it. It served its purpose. I'd made some big improvements from last year with this gun over the Kimber, mostly due to my skills and then practicing as much as I could a lot more with this gun. But the next time I get one, it's not going to be one of these. It'll be something a hell of a lot better. But yeah, knowing what I know now, I would not buy this gun again. I probably won't recommend it to too many people either, unless they're just wanting one just to want one. Then yeah, the reliability of it was just fine. I had practically no issues that weren't from it not being lubed or oiled, you know, being too dry. And then I had one malfunction yesterday, but I'm pretty sure it was mag related because when I put the mag in, something didn't feel right. Didn't feel like it seated properly. And then I tapped it and then I shot 1 or 2 rounds and then it kind of locked back, but I still had a round in there. And I think all I did was just re-rack it again and everything was fine. But yeah, so really the reliability, it's just fine, but you're going to want to pay attention to the sights. Maybe if I were to put better sights, it probably wouldn't be half bad. The trigger's not terrible. I don't even know if I have the little trigger gauge. I probably put it on there once before, but hell, let's just see what it is now. I don't remember what it was when I pulled it the first time, if I even did pull it the first time. So let's see right here. Oops, maybe I didn't cock it back. Yeah, I did. Shit, dang, that shit's heavy as hell. Oh, I gotta hold the trigger safe, palm safety. What the hell? Try this again. Fuck that. This thing is over 5 fucking pounds. Yeah, another reason not to fucking want this gun. Again, 5 pounds for a 1911. I think my other one's like 3 something. Yeah, man, fuck this gun. I don't know why you'd want this damn gun. You're not gonna notice it in the match though. I was having some issues with throwing shots to left. I just had to. I was trying to smack it. I don't like the fitment of it, but I was smacking them, throwing them left. But anyway, that was my fault. I don't think it was a fault of the trigger being so fucking heavy. Even though I did not realize that damn thing was freaking 5 pound fucking trigger. Yeah, if I'd known that too, I wouldn't buy the fucking thing again. But anyway, I mean, there's work you could do to it to make it a lot softer, lighter, whatever. But like I said, this gun is going away. It's gonna be put away. Doubt I'll shoot it much more, if anything. If this thing gets another 1,000 rounds, it'll probably take a while. I don't have any reason to be shooting it right now or any more in the future. So reliability, yeah, completely reliable. Just fix the sights because that would cause reliability issues with you not being able to hit your target when you need to hit your fucking target. But there you have it. About 2,200 rounds. We'll just call it a 2,000 round excuse me, review. But yeah, the magwell's trash. The well on the grip, the well on the frame itself is garbage. It's a little over molding right here and all that shit. But I mean, for the price, if you pick it up for like $400, so be it. But other than that, not so great. I guess I can include the one stage that I had the one issue out of 14 stages I think we ran, or 15 stages. We shot 9 yesterday and 6 today, or 5 today. It was 6 what we did chrono. So yeah, that's 14 stages plus chrono. So 6 plus 9 is 15. Yeah, so that's what we did, 14 stages. And then I think I had the 5th highest power factor shooting factory ammunition. Everybody's like, "Why are you shooting factory?" I'm like, "Yeah, because I don't reload shit." But there you have it. Philippines, ACP, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, Rock Island Armory, Ultra FS 45 ACP. Yeah, I personally wouldn't buy it again, but I mean, it may work out just fine for you if you're only going to shoot 100 rounds through it a year or so. So there you have it. Enjoy the slight malfunction. Thanks. Later.